So, today I am feeling really frustrated and I'm feeling really defeated and discouraged. So, I wanted to share that today because usually I'm like really happy and excited and super like, yay! But today I'm not. Life often sucks, and there's a lot of crap that goes on in life that could really bring us down, and today I'm feeling the weight of that. Now, before, like a total disclaimer, I know and I'm fully aware that there are people who have lost their homes in hurricanes. I know that people have way more problems than I do. I'm fully aware of that. And whenever somebody comes to me and says, oh, I don't want to tell you how I'm feeling because you've been through way worse and blah, blah, I'm always like, quiet right now, because my story is different than your story, but that doesn't make your story any less impactful or anything than mine. So I say that to say, I know that my situation could be way worse, but I am frustrated today. Very, very frustrated. So, living in California is a blessing for a lot of reasons. One, I have great doctors, and my doctors are in LA, and they're really the reason why I can feel comfortable like doing what I do in life, because I know if I get sick, I have people who really know my body and know like what to do to get it back in order if the lupus decides to freak out. It's not to say that I rely on them more than God. Okay, I'm not saying that, but God has put those people in my life to really help like my health stay in order. I'm really thankful for the friends I have. I have a handful of great, great friends who carry me through this amazing... That's exactly what this is going to be about, Christy. That's exactly what this is going to be about. It's all going to be about that in the end. But it's important to remember that, and that's why I'm going through this whole scenario. I'm really grateful for being in California. I am thankful for my friends that have stood by me through really tough times, Oh, thank you, Lisa. It was great seeing you too. Hi, River. So my friends are great. I wouldn't want to, I normally don't make, so back in the day, I used to rely on friendships and like live my life through people and like, oh, if my friends don't live there, I don't want to live there and stuff like that. I'm not like that anymore. But one of the things I love about living in California is having the friendships I have. Like I wouldn't want to do life without these people close to me, because they help me in making really tough decisions sometimes, because that's like the hardest thing I think about being single is not having someone else to help guide decision making, because then it's all on you. Like you make a decision and yay! Okay, I'll tell him in a minute. I don't want him to get in this video. I'm trying to do this without them going crazy, but I'll tell him. Wait, what was I talking about? My brain. Okay. I was talking about California living, I was talking about my friends, where I used to not want to live around. Okay, so I'm not codependent on friendships. So regardless of like them being around, life can still move on. But I'm really grateful for the friends I have. And I know that wherever you go, you can find that same community. But I'm thankful for that. Another thing I'm really thankful for about California is the beach. And the beach has really been like a safe haven for me, for my brain, for my sanity. Like I love the beach. Who doesn't love the beach? But there's some people who actually don't love the beach because of sand going in weird places and stuff. But there's something really peaceful and something that really draws you in about the beach. And that is the place where I can go and I can really feel like I hear from God, and like I feel peaceful, and I feel like every problem that I have goes away for the period of time that I'm at the beach. And I really love that. And I feel like I need that. And when I lived in Arizona for 4.5 years, not having that was really, really hard. Like I really hated not having that in Arizona and not being in driving distance to that. So that's the other thing. Most of you know that I love the filmmaking world and telling stories through the art of film. And a lot of that is here in California too. I love driving around LA, Santa Clarita, and seeing them film movies. I get really excited about that. And I know that one day I'm going to be on one of those huge sets doing that same thing. So that's cool too about living in California. But let me tell you what's hard about living in California, which most of you know. It is ridiculous paying rent here. Like, ridiculous. So, you know, the kids and I are living in my friend's dad's RV, okay, next to their house. And you can see some of it in the background. I am really great. And by the way, the lights might go out and my other light is not working. So if the lights go out, it's just going to be in the dark for a little bit, okay, until they come back on. But anyway, I'm really grateful for this roof over our head, right? I'm super grateful. I don't want it to sound like I'm not. But the kids and I have not lived on our own in a long time, and we really need space. Maddox is going to be 10, or Maddox just turned 10, Amaya just turned 12, and they are both preteen hormonal imbalances and single mom imbalances, and we just need like space to go to our separate corners and like breathe and just have like there's something about having your own space, like feeling like you picked a place and it's your place. Even if you go and you pick a place with a friend is different than like having to go to a friend's house because you couldn't get your own place or something like that. It's just a different feeling. Your stuff is crowded everywhere. You have a storage unit. You just don't have space. And in I have been very aggressive. Okay, so, oh God, I'm so frustrated. Okay, so today, I don't even know how to begin this. Basically, there's been this whole process we've been going through, okay, trying to get into a place. And part of the struggle is that I am a lupus patient and I have Medicare, and I've had Medicare since 2003. So with Medicare, being that I'm not 65 years old, you can only make a certain amount of money and keep your insurance, right? So the great thing about California is they help you with insurance. The sad thing about it is that they want you to stay below poverty level in order to hold on to your insurance, which is like ridiculous. So if you can't afford a place, oh well, at least you have your insurance. But if you can't afford a place, then that means you're making too much money, and there goes your insurance. And if you don't have like a full-time job that gives you the greatest benefits in the world, then you are out of insurance. So if you get sick and your kidney decides to give up, or your lupus decides to flare up, then you're just like asked out, sorry for the language, whatever, you're asked out of getting the things that you need because your insurance is now not working with your providers. Now my providers take my Medicare, but they're not going to take Medi-Cal or LA Care or any of those forms of non-Medicare insurance unless they're PPO and they're in-network. Those are my providers. Now, I could go to other providers, right? But if I go to other providers, those providers are going to hear my story for the first time and be like, oh, and that's what happens whenever I go to a new doctor. They're like, wow, you've had quite a history with lupus. And I'm like, yeah, I have. And then they don't know what to do. And then I have to tell them, okay, so I need prednisone 5 milligrams, Cellcept. I also need an infusion called Belatacept, and you have to have it just right. Like, there's so much to this lupus thing and this Medicare thing that changing doctors and trying to find insurance that goes with, it's just mind craziness, okay? So trying to find a place with all of that has been super duper challenging because you have, in order to get an apartment here in this crazy California, which I'm really thankful for, you have to make about 2.5 to 3 times the rent. So if your rent is like $1,600, you have to show that you make about $4,000. Now, if they do it to the market rent, then you have to make about $5,000 because the market rent is oftentimes higher than what the current rent they're going for is. So I'm not making $5,000 a month. FYI, TMI, whatever. I'm not making $5,000 a month, obviously, right? Because I'm not making $5,000 a month. So I can't get into any of those places that are $1,600 a month. Now, mind you, $1,600 gets you like a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom in some places. You're lucky if the place that you get a $1,600 apartment offer is in like a decent area where like there's not shooting or breaking into your house or breaking into your car or something like that. You're lucky for that, right? So there's $1,600 out the door, and like you apply and they say, oh yeah, we approved you, but we approved you with conditions. Okay, what does that mean? Oh, that means that instead of your deposit being $500 or $800 or sometimes $250, you're looking at paying the first month's rent, and then you have to come up with the first month's rent on top of that. And then on top of that, you have to pay $30 for a remote because we are a gated community. So in the end, you're paying about $3,400 to move in. No big deal when you have a storage unit that you have to pay for and blah, blah, blah. So I know I sound like I'm ranting and complaining and venting, which I might be, but my point is that this sucks. And I just want to make the right decision about what to do, because if you get into an apartment that you think you can afford and then you lose one of the 5 jobs that you have, then you can't pay the rent anymore. How does that work? I don't know. Or you choose something really cheap that's really far away from everything you do, and then you pay it back in all your gas and the dinner meals you have to pay for, because when you're gone all day, like me and my kids are typically 3 to 4 days out of the entire week, you don't have dinner you can pack unless you bring like a really awesome cooler that keeps your dinner fresh and clean. And then you have to call your friends up and be like, hey friend, I'm in the area. Do you mind if I use your microwave or your stove or even your oven? Yeah, I have food. I just can't cook it anywhere because I'm like 50 miles away from home. No big deal. We'll be fine. Thanks. I do have friends that are great like that, but it just sucks having to rely on people and their houses. I just want to rely on myself. And obviously there's a little bit of pride in that, but you know, I'm trying to keep a smile on my face and I'm trying to stay positive for my kids. Super hard. And I'm trying not to take my anger out on my kids, which is also very hard. And that's a whole nother topic that we'll probably get into tonight. But I'm just like, today I felt really defeated because I heard that we got approved for another apartment. This is our second approval. So we have paid 2 application fees. Both of them are $35. The next one I'll probably apply for is $45. And I just don't know what to do, because the one that we were approved for today is closer to everything we do. It is $1,550 a month for a 900 square foot 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It's plenty of space for us right now. It's $1,550 a month. It's closer to everything we do. So that means that we would not be driving from Lancaster every single day or whatever to get to everything we need. However, it's $1,550 a month and I have to pay $1,550 as a holding deposit. And if you don't have that in your banking account, then you can't hold the apartment. And then if you do hold the apartment, then how do you get the money for the rent in 2 weeks when you're not making $1,550 every other week or something? Like, I don't know what to do, guys, because then I went to every other apartment complex in the worst part of Santa Clarita, you know, like stay away from this street, stay away from that street. Well, I went to all those streets today because I was super fed up. And we went in a circle and just stopped by all of them. And their rent was more than the one that was actually decent. $1,850 for a 2-bedroom, 1 bath in the hood of Santa Clarita. What? I don't understand. And then I did. When we got to the last apartment, it was really cute. It was a 2-bedroom, 2 bath, and it was upstairs, downstairs. So 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom is downstairs, called the junior master, and the regular master is upstairs, and it's got a den attached with its own door. So we could turn it into a 3-bedroom. Like, I could be in the den so the kids can have their own space. Hallelujah. And then we'd all be fine. That one is $1,615 a month, which is actually a really good. I know, Lisa, but listen, when you can't find anything, you end up going to Jake's Way being like, give me an apartment. Dang it. I'll pay $1,200. It's not $1,200 anymore. It's $1,850. So at this point, I was just way desperate, you know, and I'm going somewhere with this. You guys. So that's when I was like, okay, this apartment is on a street that's not quite as bad as Jake's Way, right? It's not quite as bad. And this apartment is 1,200 square feet for $1,615, which is really decent for Santa Clarita, okay? Which is where we do everything. And I'm not super ready to like move everything we are doing to Lancaster. And there's a lot of reasons for that. But so hear me out, because I know people say just go where it's cheaper. I would go where it's cheaper if there was a good, like, if it felt right. It doesn't feel right. So I don't know. This is why having like another brain that's not like an emotional mom brain is really helpful. So this is when I'm like, okay, God, you and your husband skills needs to physically come down here and tell me what to do so that I don't have to do this on my own. Okay, hold on. Who's that? Okay, so the apartment was $1,615, and so now it's like if I apply for that one, it's $45 to apply, right? And after you apply, it's not available till November 20 something, which is great because that gives you time to come up with the next month's rent and the next month's rent. So you have time to save, right? Because all my jobs I have right now are new. And yes, I said all my jobs because I have 5, but it's no big deal. They're all part-time and they're all like one after another. But anyway, so if I did that, then I would be fine, right? Because then I could pay the deposit and then, yeah. But here's the deal. If I pay the deposit, then I don't have money for anything for the next 2 weeks until I get paid again. So do I do that? Like, so that I can know we'll have an apartment? Like, if we get approved and I give them $1,615 as a deposit, because that'll probably be my deposit, because everyone has said, oh yeah, you're approved, but you're approved with conditions, so you have to pay the first month's rent. So if I do that at this apartment, then that's all the money until the next time I get paid. Is that wise? Is that being a good steward of your money? Is that making a good decision? Because you have two bedroom, 2 bath, and it's in a decent neighborhood? I don't know. But the one down the street is $1,550. You could get it now. You could pay a deposit of $1,550, but then in 2 weeks, you're going to have to pay another $1,550, but you might not have $1,550 to pay for the rent. So then what? Then what? Woo! Can you see why I'm stressed out? Reminding you, I know people have it worse. I'm just telling you that I am frustrated with trying to make decisions and scared that I'm going to make the wrong one. I don't want to make the wrong one. And I know we all make mistakes. And I know we all have to fail to progress. But I can't fail right now because this is a living situation. This is a big deal, guys. Okay. So that's that. I kind of feel a little bipolar right now. Not saying it's bad to be bipolar, but I'm feeling bipolar right now because my emotions feel like up and down. And I'm taking it out on my kids today because I'm super mad and frustrated that I can't make a decision, that I don't know what to do about this, and then they're like, Mommy, can we go get In and Out? Well, if we get In and Out, honey, then we don't have enough money for the deposit. Oh, well, then we don't want to do that because we want to get a place to live. And then they pass McDonald's. Mommy, can we get an ice cream at McDonald's? It's only 69 cents. You're right, but every 69 cents counts. Or you don't need ice cream because there's too much sugar in it. Oh, right? So it's just, and I'm like, my mind is just, and I'm tired. Who isn't tired? Because we're all in this rat race of whatever kind of living we're living. And it's like you go all day long for 20 hours a day, and then you sleep for 4, and then you wake up and you do the whole 20-hour thing again. And who needs sleep? Well, we all need sleep. And people who are doing really good in life are actually getting sleep. And so I probably need sleep. But right now I'm dealing with these decisions and what to do, because apartments, good ones, always go like that. So you either have to jump on them or hope that the next better one is coming again. So that's that. Christy says, I think the November 21 one is better. I agree, but I don't know if they'll even actually approve me, because they need you to prove that you're making like 5,000, but they need pay stubs, and I don't have pay stubs, right? Because all the jobs are new. So there's just all of that, and that's where I'm getting. I have realized today in my frustration, I turned on a sermon. Elevation Church had this event for all their volunteers, and they included their staff, their volunteers, everybody. And they had it last week, and for those of us who couldn't catch it for whatever reasons, whether it's work or whatever, they sent it to us on like a replay. I know. Yeah, I can't do Arizona. That's another conversation, but I can't do Arizona. I just can't. I could do North Carolina though. I could do that. I've thought about it. I'm hoping to go there in December, and anyway, that's a whole nother story. So I realized when I turned on that sermon, I realized in what I was hearing, of course, the Lord spoke, and I just was like, I have really not been in enough prayer, because prayer really works. And I'm not saying that God would say yes to everything I ask for, because it's not about asking for stuff, but I would rely on him more, and I would rest in peace versus freaking out about all this stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff going on, but I am leaning on my own understanding, as the Bible says not to do. And that's why I'm so panicked. So I know I need to trust him more. And I think the problem is that I've not been in prayer. I've not been taking time just to like sit still and talk to him or like journal to him or something, because I'm literally feeling crazy in my head about making decisions. And he's right here waiting for me just to, but sometimes I do ask him, like, help me and stuff. And I feel like he's like, just, you know, keep moving forward and I'll lead you. And I'm like, okay, but I need you to like push me in my butt, like the right direction. But, so on top of all of that, parenthood, right? I have 2 children who, yes, and read. I know. And I wake up and I read one verse in the morning from the Bible version app, like the verse of the day, and then I'm up and running for the day. So I'm not taking enough time to really like dive in and be in the presence and the word. That's a huge issue. And I know that, you know, I'm so glad the light hasn't gone out, because it was going out a lot before we started this. But so parenthood, I have 2 kids, very different from each other. And one of my beautiful little babies really struggles with a lot of things. And she's very insecure. And I am just burdened for her because I cannot fix her things. Like, you know, learning is really difficult, and understanding communication is really difficult. Most of you that know her know that she is high functioning autistic, which to me just means that you have Asperger's or something like that, which I really think is the case. But trying to parent her when I am a type A personality and I'm super motivated and driven to do life the best way I can, and to parent her when she is the opposite of that, where she doesn't really care about learning things or understanding things or whatever, it's hard. Because you know how we love our babies, but there's times when we don't like them, you know? There's a lot of times I struggle with the liking part because I'm so frustrated with the insecurities and the inabilities. Boy, so bad. Angie says we all go through this in areas. Thanks, Angie. No, but literally, like really, sometimes I'm a really bad mom. And I know we all have these moments, but like my mouth goes faster than my heart and brain coming together to say like, hold on, breathe for 10 seconds and then speak. Go put yourself on a timeout and then speak. No, sometimes this mouth has a mind of its own and it just spews out this stuff that is not kind, and like it's just out of frustration. And I'm like, shut up, like stop talking, right? But then I don't stop talking. I just keep talking and thinking that I'm encouraging, but I'm not encouraging. I'm just sort of demeaning in a weird motherly way, and then I hate myself for 3 nights. Thank you, Christy. I do love God, and I hope to be a loving woman of God. But today and yesterday, I was not that. And I know a lot of it is stress-induced, but the point is that I've got to get it together to not react like that, because it's affecting her more and it affects him more. And, yeah, I just want to do the right thing. And sometimes doing the right thing feels impossible. And then when you're like mad at yourself, you start making more bad decisions, right? Because you're mad, and then you're mad at them for making you mad, but then you realize it's not their fault. You already mad. So then it's just this, you know? So I have a great community of people around us, and I'm really grateful for them. But sometimes, you know, the people that I surround myself around are real people. So I know they're not perfect either, but sometimes you see parents, moms in particular, and you're just like, how do they do that? How do they so lovingly say a million times, stop doing that, Billy? Stop talking like that to me, honey. Like, how do you keep doing that? How do you take your baby and calmly say, mommy is going to spank you if you don't stop that? How do you say, you still haven't done your homework, but I asked you to do that 3 times already and you're not done? Honey, I know you can do better than that. Like, how do you do that over and over again? At some point, like, I honestly think that I've trained my children to only respond to me when I'm like, because if I just say, honey, I need you to do your work, or I need you to go read your book because it's time to read your book, it's like, oh, I didn't hear you. Okay, well, we just got your hearing checked 2 days ago and your hearing is fine, but you didn't hear me because I was speaking regular volume, right? So then I'm mad because I've said it about 2 or 3 times and I should have only had to say it once. And you're 12 or you're 10, and by now you should know my voice, so I'm thinking you would hear it and just, am I expecting too much of my kids? That's the other thing. Am I too hard on them? Probably, but I don't want to be a part of their horrible testimony. Like, I don't want them going to some group like Celebrate Recovery or AA or something and being like, the reason I do this is because my mom was emotionally abusive, or she cussed me out one too many times, or she used to always make me do my homework when I didn't want to, or she was just like always expecting A's from me and I never gave her A's, or something. I don't know, whatever. Like, we don't do grades in this family, but I do want you to put forth your best effort at all times. And I feel like they don't do that. Like, I'm almost like, how did, like, because I am, like I said, I'm type A. So to me, if I'm given a task, I can't live with myself until the task is complete. I know they're only 10 and 12. I know. And I think that's what I need to remind myself is like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay if they don't do things quick and fast like maybe I would have as a child. But I just wonder, like, if am I doing something wrong? So anyway, besides that part, you're trying to be nurturing and loving during their hard times. And my baby girl has a lot of hard times with people. Has a lot of anxiety with people, and she gets really nervous around people. And then to compensate, she starts blurting out things that are inappropriate and embarrassing for everybody. And she knows it, but she can't really control it. So then she shares that, she doesn't really like herself, and she doesn't like that she's an introvert, and she doesn't like that she's weird, and she doesn't like that she's awkward. And it's like, I'm trying to tell her, like, one, who cares if you're weird? Like, mommy's weird. Everyone's weird. And the weirder you are, the better you are at doing life, and the more successful you'll be in life, right? But all she sees is that when kids approach her because she's pretty and then she speaks, they don't want to play with her anymore. Like, I remember those days of being in school, and like, you want everyone to want to be your friend. You want everybody to want to hang out with you. And then people just keep, like, my battery's getting low. That's good. That'll make me shut up. But people, like, they don't want to hang out with you because you're not cool enough, or you're annoying. I used to hear that a lot in elementary school, was that I was annoying. And I heard it in junior high too, but, she hears that pretty regularly. And it's not really like a bullying thing. It's just, they're commenting on her behaviors. And so I have reminded her that she is not, like, her behaviors may be weird, but she's not weird. And if she is weird, it's because she's meant to do something really awesome, because that's what weird people do. They do things that are really awesome in the world. And so I'm having a hard time balancing, like, that attention that she needs and the kind of love that my son needs, and then the love that I myself need, and, like, the help with making decisions about them and helping them make decisions for themselves. Like, I think and I know, and by the way, I'm not PMSing, so this is not emotional, like hormonal stuff. This is real life stuff. Like, I'm not even, like, that's not coming yet. So this is not that. Okay? This is real, like, I'm frustrated, and sometimes I get really tired of doing this thing alone, but I know that I'm meant to do it alone right now, so I'm going to do it alone, and I'm going to do it, not alone, but alone, like man and woman alone, because I do have great people. But I just, yeah, sometimes I get tired, and right now I'm tired. So, thank you for listening. Okay. So, yes, he did. He did give them to me. Thank you for saying that. You know, I know that, but sometimes I question his logic on that. Because we're all given a story, right? And we're all given people in our lives to help create our story. But I don't want to be the negative part of their story. I want to be the reason that they become these amazing people that God has created them to be. But sometimes I think it's working backwards. Like I might hurt them to make them better, and I don't want to hurt them to make them better. You know, like I just want to love them that makes them better and nurture them and make them better. But we're all human, so we all have these human emotions that can come and go and like blow up and simmer down. And I feel like that's where I'm at right now. Like I'm having a couple of days of just like craziness. Like we have to be here, we have to be there. I have to go to job number 4 and then right to job number 5. And after that, tomorrow I got to go to job number 3, 4, and 5 all in one day. And then I'm mad that we don't have dinner and mad that, it's like, it's crazy. So anyway, that's it. So if any of you pray, I would like prayer, please. Prayer for my attitude, prayer to use the patience that God has already given me, because I do not need more patience. So I don't need him teaching me patience through more circumstances. So I'm not asking for patience. Get that clear. I do not need more patience. What I need is to use the patience that God has given me to work through these situations, to be patient and wait for the apartment that is meant for us, the housing that is meant for us, wherever we're supposed to be. Just rely on him for it all. And on top of it, I need prayer for my babies, just for them to be protected from all the chaos that is in our life right now and the instability that we currently have. Although there's enough stability that they have a roof, but the driving back and forth and all this stuff, just whatever it is that could possibly have a negative effect on them, I just want them to be protected. And then just for wisdom in making decisions, because I hate making decisions and I hate making them by myself. I'm great on a team because I can help you brainstorm, but when it comes to making decisions by myself, it's really difficult. So thank you. I didn't get to read all your comments. Maybe I'll go back and just read them really quickly and then I'll let you guys go. Okay. Don't know where they started. Okay, I think right here. Living testimony, yes. Stop being so hard on yourself. Yes, I saw that. I'm trying. I so understand. Oh, was that about parenting? I think so. We all go through this. We're human. We make mistakes, and it's okay. Things will get better. Thanks, Lisa. I believe that. Shannon? Hi, Shannon. Children, unfortunately, do not come with manuals. Oh, hell no, they don't. I told her that I have a 12-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. A 1.5-year-old. Oh, that's right. You do have a 1.5-year-old. Oh, my gosh. My patience runs really thin sometimes. Isn't that crazy? Thank you. You're amazing. You are amazing. It is crazy how low our patience gets and how thin ice we ride on. Like, oh, man. Yeah. Anyway. Whoa. I don't know what I just did. Okay. Claudia says, you are an amazing mom. The fact that you're even willing to work on yourself and be better shows that you care so much. Don't hate yourself for being human. Give yourself something. It doesn't let me finish, so I can't finish that one. But thank you, Claudia. I'm trying. The struggles of a single mom. I get it. Ask Shanda. Your burden is heavy. I'm so glad you can share this so well, so that we can all keep you in prayer and positive. Thank you. I am trying to stay positive. I really am. I think you expect too much from yourself. Breathe and know I'm holding and hugging you. I need a hug, Angie. Sorry. I do need a hug right now. Okay, Seychelle. No, Seychelle. God gave him to you. Yes, he did. Eddie is again telling me to probably write in my journal or something. A microphone? Is it a microphone or a spoon? I can't tell. Vulnerability opens you to receive. Sorry. Thank you, Chrissy. I can't finish reading it because I can't see it, but sorry. Oh my gosh. I am enjoying the journey. Trying to. Okay. I read them all. Maddox, are you crying?
What?
Did you get hurt?
No.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for being here, you guys, to listen. I appreciate it. And thank you for the prayers and for the words of encouragement. And I hope you guys have a good night. And I will see you again. I don't know what the next topic is going to be about because this one was a random, this is what we're doing tonight. I try to keep them on Thursdays, just so you know, but sometimes it doesn't happen, and it doesn't happen until Sunday. But I try not to let the week go by without doing another video. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm gonna go. Angie, no, don't cry. Stop crying, because then, it keeps going. Okay, I'm hugging you guys from afar. Thank you for listening. Bye.